We're live. Go.
Greetings, everybody, and hypnosis heroes and friends alike. We hope that you guys had a phenomenal holiday season. Um, I hate to interrupt that, and word has spread. Um, we can't put Genie back in the bottle, so we're gonna roll with this. So I have bad news, guys. I printed some stuff out, so bear with me while we read this. It's with profound sadness that we announce the unexpected passing of master hypnotist Jim Kellner on the morning of December 26, 2024, in Seattle, Washington. Jim's sudden loss has left an immeasurable void in our hearts in the hypnosis community, and we understand that many have reached out questioning if news of Jim's passing is a prank. And while it's comforting to know that Jim's celebrity status has risen to a level where the great Jim Kellner death hoax of 2024 might seem plausible, we regret to inform you that it's not a hoax. This unfortunate reality is that Jim is no longer with us physically, though his impact and legacy will endure forever. We've got a variety of people reaching out, a lot of questions. There at this point in time, there's very little that we know. With regards to family and memorial services, and opportunities for monetary and financial donations, we'll go ahead and share those as soon as that's all set up. In the meantime, we're gonna ask that you guys respect the family's privacy, and if you do see Jim showing online on Facebook Messenger, it's gonna be weird, but that's his stepdaughter. They're working through some administrative stuff, so please don't send messages because that just kind of creates more burden for them. I'm kind of serving as a liaison between all of us and the family, and so to avoid any rumor mill or anything like that, basically I'll put stuff out through official channels as far as links and everything like that. We want to make sure that any bank accounts or GoFundMe, however we move forward with that, is set up appropriately to where that it is a relief to the family rather than creating additional burdens. Questions have asked about Performing Hypnosis Summit for January 2025 in Las Vegas. Captain Sean, Grant Saunders, and Casey Pico are going to be probably reaching out. We're going to kind of huddle and figure out what still needs to be done behind the scenes, and figure out kind of a redistribution of assignments and tasks and things like that. Kevin Lapine and Michael DeShalit, both down in Las Vegas, are going to kind of be our boots on the ground. They have graciously volunteered to really do whatever they need to do to make sure that this is a success so that we can properly honor Jim's memory, because that's something that he would have wanted. So watch the different groups and things like that. So and even your messages. So if somebody kind of reaches out, if you're able to help, great. If not, let us know too. I'm going to put all of this in written form as well so that we can do all that stuff. So yeah, a lot of people are asking what happened. We had our Hypnosis Hero broadcast on Monday a couple days ago, and you guys know that I had the man cold stage 4, and I managed to survive. And Jim kind of had a similar thing, only he had some nausea. his wife works early in the morning, so she left for work. Jim was in bed, and when she came home, kind of the Cliff Notes version is Jim was not responsive and cold to the touch. So I got a phone call a couple hours after all of that stuff has happened. So a formal autopsy is just going to have to be done before we know any type of cause of death. I'm not aware of any other underlying health issues or anything like that. So me, like a lot of all of you, there's just a lot of unknowns, and so we're just trying to process through all this stuff. Again, his family is kind of, they're not accepting messages right now, just because they've got to. There's a ton of administrative stuff that they need to deal with. Getting death certificates and things like that. There's a probate process that's going to have to be done, and just some legal stuff to move forward. As far as Jim's businesses and classes and recordings, I believe that we're going to try to do the best we can to properly preserve that. And if there's ways to make purchases that will benefit the family, that will be great. I know if you guys are able to buy his book, Captain, if you'll make it so, for a link where they can grab that. And we're all just devastated. We've all received a ton of just an outpouring of support from the community. I don't have the proper vocabulary to properly articulate our gratitude and our appreciation. I'm going to kind of tease Grant here in a friendly manner that Grant, you were the first person that I called after receiving the news, and you handled the news with the proper British grace and charm that I would expect. That lasted about 90 seconds, and then, as expected, it all went to hell. To me, that just shows the tremendous amount of love and respect that you had for Jim. And with Performing Hypnosis Summit, I'm looking forward to seeing all of you guys there. Number of you guys that I've talked to, I've just kind of told you, I'm like, dude, we're going to give you guys a big hug. We're going to have some happy tears and stuff like that, and just look back fondly on all of our memories. So this is kind of meant more to be an announcement rather than, kind of venturing into eulogy land right now. So long and short of it, stay tuned for more information. Again, please keep in mind that if you tag Jim's Facebook page, there's going to be notifications to the family. So if you guys want to mention him by name, that's fine. I would just kind of keep the tagging to a minimum. Grant,
so anybody that was wondering if they should come to this event before this incomprehensible devastation, it's an amazing event, and Jim would want it to carry on, especially now for his legacy and just for his family. If you were considering maybe coming, maybe not, it's probably not a hugely profitable event, but every penny counts in a time like this. So if you could possibly support the summit and come, there will be, I presume, at some point, a GoFundMe set up for Mai and the family. But we will have his books there for people to sell, to purchase, and try and figure out how, these guys, the guys that do all the technology, are going to try and figure out how to keep his business online, whatever, if he has an income coming in. But we would sure love to see you at the summit, and I expect it's going to grow every year as he would want it to. And so if you could be there to support him through us, that would be amazing. So I will be there, hugs and kisses for everyone, and it will be a celebration. It's devastating today, but in a couple of weeks we'll kind of get more information. We'll be able to answer questions better and to really have some laughs like he would want us to have, right?
And a lot of everybody who's, thank you to everybody who's reached out, and
Yeah,
everybody's been asking me like, oh, how are you doing? Are you okay? And it's what's kind of ironic is I'm planning on flying in, I think probably the 1 year anniversary of my father's passing. And I had a conversation with a lot of people, and kind of it comes back to the same thing. Is I realized that there's no perfect time or date on the calendar for the circle of life to complete that full circle.
yeah,
I've also take some comfort in knowing that we don't question God's plans. Uh, he's brought Jim home for a reason, and when it's our time and we get drafted, um, my hope is that he'll be like, all right, we're going to pull back the curtain. We're going to show you all the stuff of why things were the way that they were. And a very, very good friend of mine, Brent Arnold, I'm not taking any credit if it's original or not, but he imparted these wise words to me that, we don't grieve for the departed. We grieve for all of the loved ones and family members that are left behind. I take a lot of comfort in knowing that Jim is in a wonderful place. There's no pain. I'm thankful that I didn't have to watch my friend deteriorate from cancer or something else. And I'm going to acknowledge there's a bit of selfishness in that. But my selfishness in this is the polar opposite of what Jim exemplified. He absolutely gave more and contributed to more to people's happiness and well-being than he ever took.
yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of friendly faces and warm embraces coming in Vegas. I just spoke to the hotel. They're looking into seeing if they can extend, if they can make a few more rooms available and extend a block for the discounted rate. But there are still rooms that are available. It might be for the normal price, but
The
if you
rooms
guys
are
can,
pretty cheap. If
yeah,
cost is an issue, double up, find a roommate. Just
yeah.
come. I know people are bringing their kids. People are coming from California, and they're making a weekend out of it.
As soon as I have any type of confirmation on that, I absolutely will put it out with some jazz hands and some haste of
Yeah.
act now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this for me, when I got the news, I kind of went into just operational mode. I'm disseminating information, and I'm calling the people who need to be called. And I think I was fine. And then Sean said, okay, we're live. And this is really the first kind of just raw letting things out that I've had a chance to experience. So I appreciate you guys all bearing with me. Questions about Hypnosis Hero. Obviously, Monday's show is probably going to be canceled. I think Sean and I are gonna regroup, kind of figure out what are the next steps, if it's how we can best move things forward. So as soon as we and with the social medias and stuff, trying to get those transferred, and if we can make that happen, as soon as we have answers for you on that type of stuff, we absolutely will let you know. And then Sean, you were the second person that I called, and I remember a conversation going, Captain, I know I've got a big ask, and I know you probably can't make this better, but please tell me you can make this better. And we shared a bit of a laugh on that. So I'm incredibly grateful for you being there, and Casey, you have, we spoke this morning, and God, you've got that maternal voice that's just calming, and I'm thankful or grateful to you for that.
Thank you.
And you've got to go snuggle Brewster for me.
He's right here. He'll be in Vegas with me.
Oh, yeah. If you guys want a therapy dog, petting Brewster's little wiggle butt and getting some lovin's from him, he's
the mascot of the summit.
Yeah, I got to get him a tag for his vest that says morale officer.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you.
And.
Yeah.
All right, Grant. I told you only had to stay a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it's raw. It's raw for all of us. It's very challenging for the people that Jim touched, and it's Jim would want us to soldier on and do good work, because Jim's work ethic was second to none. He's one of the few people in this world that I have ever met that has that great work ethic. But he was a great person, and he was a genuinely great person. He spent his time trying to elevate other people, to help people see the best within themselves, and was all about collaboration. I'm not even going to start to talk about how my friendship with Jim improved my life, because I don't have the strength to do that right now. And I know from all the people that are on this stream now, as difficult as this is to do, and all the people that are in the groups and that Jim has met at conferences, he genuinely spent his life raising other people up and helping them see the best within themselves. And it's heartbreaking on every level to have one of the good guys go like this. I'm still in complete raw shock about this, and I'm one of the most stoic people I have ever met, and so this is a challenge. I know Brian, Sean, Casey, and there's so many people that are so affected by this loss, from his extended family in the hypnosis world. And for it to happen at this time of year is just horrific. There was never a good time for it. It feels difficult talking about the things like, Hypnosis Hero and Hypno News and PHS and the book and the products and the projects, the many projects that we had lined up. And the thing is that's what Jim was. Jim was all about projects and doing things for the greater good of the community. And so those things will live on, and they will live on because of Jim. And so I don't really have. It's not often I'm at a loss for words, but I don't really have anything to add to it. I know there is so many people out there that are feeling this rawness that I'm feeling, that Casey's feeling, that Sean's feeling, that his family's feeling, because we all felt really connected to Jim. Yeah. Because if you met Jim at a conference, or you met him in person, or you had any type of interaction with Jim, there's a very good chance that he made you feel extremely important and special in his life, because that was the gift that he gave. For me, it was an honour to have known him and worked with him and be a partner of his. And as difficult as PHS is going to be for me this year, it's an honour and a duty to do that in his name. And so I'm not going to use this as a plug. I just want this to be such a lasting legacy for what he did.
Yeah. And I'm going to name a couple of names that, off the top of my head, and if I don't mention your name, my apologies. We would be here all day. Sean Summers, create kind of my brief thing with how I got to know Jim. Sean Summers created a meetup group that I showed up to one night, and Jim was there. kind of shared my story, and Jim said, "Hey, I want to work with you," and that introduced me to Justin James, where I met Dan Hedrick, where I met Brian Trendler, Carol Freeman, Nora. You helped me. I was able to work with you, and that just, it created a ripple effect to where every Terry Stokes, Sean Grant, Casey, Kevin Lapine, Michael Deschala, and just so many wonderful, wonderful people. Dan Goyette, you came out to Washington, and we're doing some things, and I just saw genuine love from every single person. And Grant, you were not the only one to kind of lose it. So I pretty much the response that I got from every person that I had, every person that I called and destroyed their holiday, it was the thing of, do I ruin a holiday, or do I trust that all of his friends and colleagues in the industry would want to know? And so we made that choice.
Yeah, no, 100%. The calls, as difficult as they were, everybody was very appreciative of the fact that it was a difficult call to make. Just rolling through, looking here, like Carol, Dan, Paulette, Alex is here, Jeff. We actually have more viewers now than we do for Hypnosis Hero and Hypno News combined. Ben Garcia is here. Joseph Crown is here. Lori. Guys, I'll say that I'll echo exactly what Brian just said. Jim was, and Grant too. Jim was a builder. He was
real quick, Sean.
Oh,
when you're talking about the number of people that are with us now, this all came together in a matter of, all right, fuck it, we're just gonna jump online, do a video. All right, 1, 2, 3. We sent the word out to a handful of people, and we were able to get this stuff spread. So I'm sure if we had a week's notice and things like that, I mean, my God, we'd probably have hundreds of people, and we might have I don't know. We might have to do something where we just have a night that people join in and share their thoughts, and we just kind of cycle people on.
Yep.
So if we end up doing that, we'll.
Somebody did ask for something like that, a virtual wake. Attila is online here, and talking about cherishing the memory without pineapple. Good man.
I'm seeing Carol. Yes, you were my pal running around Fremont Street in Vegas last year. So look forward to more of that.
Yeah, Nora's here. Amanda reached out when she heard, and Chris is here as well. Carol, Vinny. We all know Jim. Jim was a bridge builder. He was not one to blow things up and tear it down and build from scratch. It was, hey, how can we make this all fit together in this great big puzzle we call hypnosis? So there isn't a piece of any part of that puzzle that doesn't touch another piece, just like there isn't a piece of our community that doesn't touch any other piece. So go ahead, Brian. I'm going to end off when you're done.
So for those of you guys who haven't heard the Las Vegas story, Grant, you have to remind me how did 17 Black come about?
It was just a random number of 17 Black. So I think one of you guys asked, what number we should put on the roulette at the end of PHS.
Somebody told
in black.
somebody told them to play it, and it was at the very end. We had just wrapped up, and it was like, oh wait, we need to run down there. So Grant places his bet. Jim places his bet. Jim's trying to place a $20 bet, but they don't have $20 chips. They have $25 chips or $10 chips. So Jim is going back and forth with the dealer, and there is a very, very large man in front of me with a lot of gravity who's sitting down, and he's blocking my way. And of course, Jim is going back and forth. I have my cash in hand for my bet. Before I could get in there, all bets are final, no more bets. And Jim's going, wait, but. And Grant and I are looking at each other and trying to talk to Jim. And then we hear 17 black. And I'm like, you sons of bitches. Jim tried to make it up for me. He goes, hey, Brian, I'll get you the extra large hot chocolate with extra whipped cream and sprinkles on it to make it up for you. So this year we're gonna anybody who wants to participate, I think we'll pool our money. We'll put it on 17 black, and if that asshole doesn't help me win, Jim's laughing at this from the other side. I know it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was. Yeah, Casey, you were asking about a life-size cardboard cutout, so that we can.
I think we need to bring we need to bring a life-size cardboard cutout, and he'll be in all the pictures, and we'll hug him, and we'll have him in all the events because we do so many events. I think that he needs to be there for that.
So if anybody wants to, I don't know that we have full-size head-to-toe photos of Jim, but if somebody wants to volunteer to fill the world-famous international fitness model physique that I do not possess, I'm sure we can Photoshop his face on that.
We're going to make it happen.
We might have to ask Terry Stokes if he's willing to volunteer for that. I mean, if he can put on a Superman outfit, then. But
nothing wrong with the Superman outfit. It's just not a Starfleet uniform.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it's kind of it for us, guys. Yeah. Not the way that we wanted to conclude 2024, but dumber things happen. God's got a sense of humor. You don't know when your number is going to be pulled. So hug your loved ones. Tell your friends that they matter. Whatever you've been putting off as far as when I achieve this, I will go do this. Just go do it. Yeah.
All we can do is leave you with Jim.
Oh.
Take care, stay well, and be awesome. I know. But that's what Jim would want.
God, you're a dick, Sean.
Listen, everybody, when we see you at PHS or Hypnothoughts or one of the conferences, please, let's talk. Let's toast to Jim. Let's talk about him. Let's keep him in our memory.
We're going to put him on Pitbull's body. Nora suggests that.
Okay.
That's great.
Hey, it's better than me because Jim's like a full-size body tattoo of me, only taller.
All right, for that 17 black thing and him blocking, I say we get like one of those flamingo dancers and Photoshop his head on that, because that's what he. Jim, we miss you. We love you.
And just know that
set the stage for us on the other side, man.
Yeah, I know that she came home from work and her life will never be the same. But from what I know, from what I've learned, nobody dies alone. We're surrounded with angels and guides and spirits, and nobody dies alone.
His cats were there.
He was well escorted to the other side. I promise you that. For whatever that's worth.
So
All right.
with that,
We'll
everybody,
get back to your holiday, and we know the New Year is coming up here right away, and World Hypnotism Day. So as information rolls out, like Brian said, we'll make sure it gets out to you as in a timely, orderly fashion. And
New Year's is coming up. Safe travels. Be smart. Make good choices, guys.
Yeah.
Love
all
you
right.
guys.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.